And that's a wrap on that. This is the set of the 65th anniversary tribute video to Godzilla. Obviously, you got Godzilla 54 here, the Neca figure, standing above the Monster Arts 2019 Ghidorah, as he should be. But yeah, this is the third year that I'm doing one of these videos, and just finished exporting it to my USB stick so I can get it onto my editing software. And yeah, I mean, it'll be out by the time this behind the scenes video gets out. But basically what I did was that I just had like a 2019 Godzilla versus Ghidorah 2019, do a quick little fight between them, then had the 54 pop in and basically roar Ghidorah into submission, essentially, which I think is a cool little fitting tribute of Ghidorah. You know, he may have king in his name, but Godzilla's the king of the monsters, you know, that sort of deal. But I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, and I hope that you guys liked it too. So thanks for watching it if you did. Just added this guy to the collection, the Neca Atomic Blast version of Godzilla 2019. He's a pretty good figure, actually. He's a really good repaint. He's kind of the same like gimmick, like action gimmick, I guess, as the Burning Godzilla, which is probably my favorite of the two. But this guy isn't a bad figure at all. Got him at a comic book shop, and yeah, I mean, he was kind of a not an impulse buy because I was planning to get this guy. I just hadn't seen him anywhere. But yeah, if you were to ask me which one I prefer, like I just said earlier, I probably prefer the Burning Godzilla over the Atomic Blast. However, he does come with that explosion, this atomic breath effect, which I probably won't use for display. But, you know, he looks good alongside my other NECA King of the Monsters stuff, so pretty cool. Then we went to another comic book shop, and they had those little Bandai blind bags that kind of just popped up out of nowhere at Barnes & Nobles and place like that. So I picked two up, got the 54 there and the 84 here, got the Rodan for Christmas. And yeah, they're cool little, like, what were they, like $3? So they're cool little trinkets. Probably Rodan is still my favorite, but this guy is a close second. And 54, sorry, but you're just not too pretty to look at. What a shame. And, oh, you can see my reflection. Hey, hi. And early last week, my friend recommended this hobby shop, pretty much in the same place as the second store we went to. And they have a ton of model kits, whether they be Star Wars, Gundam, a bunch of other things too. They also have like Legos, like train dios and trains and aircrafts, RC cars, stuff like that. So this was a really cool store to go to. So he wanted me to pick up a Stormtrooper, and they had a Zaku that I wanted, the Master Grade Char Zaku, which I'll get next time I'll go. But got him this, and then for myself, just got a little cute little Millennium Falcon that I'll paint up eventually. So I don't know, it's a cute little Millennium Falcon that, I don't know, would look good next to, I don't know, Goku, although that would never really work because, oh, they're completely different characters. Oh well, that's life. And also, while I was tinkering around with this here SH Figuarts Dark Knight Batman, I realized, after having this for 2 years, that he has a cloth goods wired cape. I already knew that he had a wired cape. But, as you can see here, he has, I've set it up so it looks like he's gliding. And if you have a fancy, dandy fan... What? Oh my god! He's gliding! Pretty cool. But this is obviously, you know, inspired by the Arkham games as well as the actual Dark Knight trilogy, where he is actually gliding across Gotham. So what's really cool is that you can put this in front of a green screen and then chroma key it out and have him gliding throughout a city. I don't know, if you want to, you could do animation with this too, although I probably wouldn't do that. I would just record some video of it and have that in front of a green screen and have him gliding. But yeah, it's a pretty cool effect. So if you have any of the Figure Arts Batman with a cloth goods cape, or a Mafex figure with cloth good capes, or maybe even some of the Mezco ones too, I don't know. Those capes seem pretty stiff and thick. Yeah, let me know how this would work with this type of setup. So yeah, kind of a cool little gimmick, I guess. Maybe not gimmick, but like a cool effect, I guess. What I got here is it's a model kit of a cityscape. It says that it's New York. However, I'm not sure about the accuracy of it, because the final product doesn't look too much. It doesn't look too much like New York, but we'll let it slip. So this my grandparents actually got for me for Christmas, and being in Minnesota during the winter, we get pounded with snow, and so it's just not ideal for painting and gluing model kits. So it's basically just been like this for the last 4 months, and now that it's finally spring, or at least acting like spring, we still get snow here in April. I can now start building the kit, and so I'm just glancing over the instructions again, and as you can see, I mean, they're not the worst. I mean, you have like a diagram of all the runners, and it points to, a specific piece, like I don't know, this point is like 1.5 or something like that, and then on the like pictures, it shows the assembled building, and just with red lines just shows where it's supposed to be. It's not the most detailed. It's not like a Bandai gunplay kit that shows, like this is the specific piece you're looking for, and it shows you how to assemble it. This is just sort of guess and check, I guess. So one thing that's really great is that you can see that the windows are cut in, and so that means that you can put a bunch of different materials in it, and then a light bulb underneath it to illuminate the whole building. Previously, on the buildings I made last summer, I used a material called vellum, and as you can see, it's not see-through. I guess it's transparent. It catches the light well, which is great because you don't want to see the bulb. But I'm running out of vellum, and so I'm looking at waxing paper to see if that might work. And if that doesn't work, I can always just return to vellum or go to tracing paper. So pretty much, I guess the process of building these is probably just going to be like spray paint them the color that I want, either like a gray, a black, or like the concrete color, and then glue the material on the inside and then assemble it. So I'm in for a treat. I got 2 of them. As you can see, there are 2 instruction packs. I got 2 of them. One as a pristine set, sort of like before Godzilla arrives and destroys the city, and then one during/after Godzilla destroys the city. So this should be pretty interesting. So I'll keep you guys updated either on Instagram or on the channel about how this whole ordeal goes. So wish me luck. Alright, so a bit of an update for you guys. The wood of the of the model kit had actually warped because I was storing it on one of those like plastic like drawer things, and so the top of it was bowed like this, and then the wood started to, I guess, like form fit. So I'm just flattening it out so that the pieces aren't curved and all the buildings aren't a wonky like shape, and so I'm just gonna let that sit for a few weeks. Actually, I don't know how long it'll take, but I definitely want them to be as straight as possible. But in the meantime, yeah, I've been making more of these. This is obviously supposed to be San Francisco, as you can see by the tower, the pyramid tower, whatever they call it. So one thing, obviously you saw me make a couple of these last year, late last year, but this is a smaller scale. I mean, well, that's down. It's a smaller scale, as you can see. It's only a few centimeters tall, a few inches tall, and that's because when you have a larger monster like Godzilla, you want to have smaller buildings in the background. But when you have smaller like scale characters, if you have like a Marvel Legends in the foreground and you have them on a street level, you want to have those bigger ones that I showed earlier. You want to have those ones back there. I mean, for a display like that, it works fine because it's supposed to be close quarters. But if you're doing an animation and you have, say, like a Marvel Legends or SH Figure Arts, you want to use something like that. But if you're doing an animation and you want to like have that sense of scale, try different size like background building cutouts, which are literally just big cardboard boxes. These are boot and shoe boxes, so it's not too sophisticated.